Hello, it's me, Oscar from Marijuana Garden.
The story of Bruno Borges is, honestly one of the most bizarre and intriguing modern mysteries, really captivated Brazil, and even the world back in March of 2017. It involves a missing student, some cryptic writings, a mysterious statue, and well, a bunch of wild conspiracy theories. Here's the breakdown. Bruno Borges was a 24-year-old psychology and philosophy student living with his parents in Rio Branco Acre, Brazil. Over approximately a year, he secretly transformed his bedroom into what appeared to be the headquarters of a grand, cryptic project he called Project Portal. He spent his savings, reportedly around 60,000 reais, which was roughly 15,000 US dollars at the time, on this endeavor. When his family opened his locked room after his disappearance, they found an astonishing scene. 14 handwritten books filled with complex codes, symbols, mathematical equations, philosophical writings, and references to secret societies like the Freemasons and Rosicrucians. The text was encrypted, requiring a key to decipher. There was a large plaster statue, the centerpiece, a life-size statue of Giordano Bruno, the 16th century Italian philosopher, mathematician, and cosmologist who was burned at the stake for heresy by the Roman Inquisition. The statue cost a significant portion of his savings. The walls and floor were covered in intricate symbols, circles, and diagrams, some of them resembling occult or alchemical signs. Red string connected various points on the walls and books, adding to this really conspiratorial atmosphere. Quotes from figures like Jesus, Hitler, and Einstein were written on the walls. Everything in the room was meticulously positioned, with the furniture rearranged just so. Bruno left home telling his mother he was going to the gym. He never returned. His wallet, phone, and passport were left behind. Security cameras showed him leaving the house, but not returning. His car was found parked nearby. The discovery of his room, combined with his disappearance, sparked global media attention and, honestly, some pretty wild speculation. The Giordano Bruno connection stood out as the biggest clue. Was Bruno Borges claiming to be a reincarnation? Was he maybe trying to finish Bruno's work? Did he believe he had discovered some cosmic secrets? The strange symbols and writings fueled theories about Freemasonry, the Illuminati, or other esoteric groups. Then there were the alien abduction and UFO ideas. Since the project was called Project Portal and had all those cosmic themes, these theories became really popular. Some people thought it was all just an elaborate manifestation of mental illness or extreme obsession. Others wondered if it was an elaborate hoax or even a piece of performance art. There was also speculation about him joining or maybe being recruited by Occult. And of course, the wildest theories suggested he had discovered something dangerous and was silenced by a government conspiracy. After 11 days missing, Bruno was found alive and physically well in Pardinho, Sao Paulo, which is actually over 2,000 miles from his home. He was just sitting on a bench outside a church. When asked, he explained that he had planned the disappearance as part of his research for Project Portal. He said he needed to experience being lost to really understand the human condition and finish his work. Bruno insisted that he acted alone and that he was not part of any cult or secret society. He expressed a strong desire to publish his books and share his ideas about, changing humanity's mindset. Bruno's disappearance triggered a costly police operation, and while he wasn't formally charged, he faced a lot of criticism for wasting resources. Then, the artist who sculpted the Giordano Bruno statue actually sued him for unpaid fees and for damaging the statue's reputation by associating it with the disappearance. The family scandal that followed was even bigger. Bruno's father, a prominent businessman, was later investigated and charged, along with Bruno's mother and sister, in connection with a large financial pyramid scheme called Forex, which collapsed and caused massive losses for investors. Bruno himself was investigated, but not charged. This scandal really cast a long shadow over the family and fueled even more skepticism about Bruno's motives. As for Project Portal, despite all his claims, those 14 encrypted books were never published or widely deciphered, if they were ever fully deciphered at all. The grand revelations he promised just never materialized publicly. After the initial frenzy and the family scandal, Bruno pretty much faded from the public eye. Bruno Borges' story is, honestly, a modern enigma that started with a truly astonishing scene. A young man vanishing after creating a shrine-like room dedicated to a controversial philosopher filled with encrypted texts and symbols. While the core mystery of his disappearance was solved, he planned it as research. The true nature of Project Portal, the meaning behind his writings and symbols, and his ultimate motivations remain, well, largely unexplained and overshadowed by his family's later legal troubles. It serves as a fascinating case study of how a real-life event can ignite global conspiracy theories and internet speculation, only to fizzle out with more mundane, though still pretty complex realities.
Thank you.